2025 is over and now we're moving into 2026. But before I talk to you about that year and what I have planned, I thought I'd talk to you about 2025 and how it was one of the toughest years for me yet. Hi, my name's Tom and I'm a wedding videographer based in Cambridgeshire. I've been filming weddings since 2022 and I'm now moving into my 5th year of filming weddings. In 2025, I filmed a number of 18 weddings in total. My aim was 20 weddings, which I didn't quite hit, and there's kind of a number of factors that probably went into that why I didn't reach that number, but there was a positives to it, which means I didn't really feel overworked too much and I didn't have like big streak of back-to-back weddings, or it allowed me to spend a lot more time on the wedding films and not trying to rush them to get them out to the couple. I could take my time with it. Amongst those 18 weddings, I did go to lots of different wedding venues, a lot of new wedding venues. The furthest north I went to was the Yorkshire Wedding Barn, and the furthest south was Parley Manor, which is in Bournemouth. So even though I'm based in Cambridgeshire, I do cover a lot of weddings up north and a lot of weddings down south. But 2025 was quite different compared to the other years where I did quite a lot of local weddings. So local weddings in terms of me is like weddings in Cambridgeshire, Norfolk and Suffolk, and I think over half of those 18 weddings were based in those 3 counties, which was great because I didn't have to pay for a Premier Inn stay the night before. It meant I got to be home that night and even see my daughter before she goes to bed. What's interesting amongst those kind of 18 weddings that I filmed is 4 of them had a celebrant instead of like a registrar coming to do the ceremony, which to me is the type of weddings that I want to attract. The thing I just love about a celebrant-led ceremony is that it's just a lot more like personal to the couple. It doesn't feel like rushed or stuffy as some people have said. It kind of talks a lot more about the couple and kind of how they first met. There's opportunities to do things different, like a hand fastening or a ring warming, which I know that like they do them in registrar ceremonies, but it just feels to me a lot more relaxed. So I did 4 of those in 2025, and before 2025 I had no celebrant weddings. So it was quite nice to do those ceremonies, and I'm hoping kind of like going forward in 2026 I'll attract a lot more couples that are going for a celebrant. It also meant that like almost half of my weddings that I did, they had personal vows, which to me is really important because my wedding films are very story driven. So having personal vows from both sides of the couple kind of really helps when I'm editing their wedding film and trying to tell their story. There were some other like noticeable highlights from last year. I did probably my biggest wedding yet, when I had almost 180 guests. And I did this wedding with my wife, who sometimes comes along with me when a couple books like a second shooter. Doing this big wedding, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I've never done a wedding with that many guests before, but it did mean that like wherever you went, there was just something like new happening. There was lots of new faces to capture. There was lots of people on a dance floor in the evening, which meant that like you didn't have a dance floor where there's probably 10 people when you've captured all of those 10 people within the space of like 10 minutes. It meant that we were on a dance floor a lot longer, capturing a lot more of people just enjoying themselves and having fun. I also filmed at a wedding venue that has a carousel and lots of fun fairs, which was, yeah, that was fun to capture. And I think I was on that carousel for like 3 goes. Felt a little bit dizzy afterwards, but the shots that I captured were just so fun. I also did a wedding where they had a cricket match just suddenly start after they had their food. I also did a wedding in, I think one of my first ones of 2025, and it was a very unique wedding. It was at a university college in Cambridge, and the couple pretty much just planned a wedding on how they wanted to do it. We did our couple portraits before the ceremony even started, which I haven't done before, which was really nice because it just meant that the couple then just got to spend the rest of their day with their friends and family, be more present without having to kind of be dragged off to do some like or couple portrait shots. They also then had like a concert in the middle of their wedding day. They got in touch with a folk band that they both really liked for a few years and asked them to come perform on their wedding day. So like an hour and a half just in the middle of the wedding day, they just had this little mini concert for them and their friends and family, which was just really nice to capture, and I've never had that happen before. It was a very unique thing to capture, but I just loved that they just did that because I've never seen that done before. Another noticeable highlight of 2025 is kind of at the end of the year, I became a recommended supplier for South Farm in Cambridgeshire, which It's a wedding venue I've probably filmed the most at, 4 times, which I know to a lot of people they've done a venue like 10 plus times, but for me, I very rarely film the same venue more than twice. So to have done a wedding venue 4 times is very rare. But I love filming at South Farm. I love the animals there. I love the kind of different rooms that you've got for different occasions for the day. And to be a recommended supplier is pretty amazing. So I'm excited to see if I get any bookings coming through for 2026 and beyond, because I'd love to go back there. I thought I'd now talk about social media and how that kind of went for me in 2025. It was quite a big year for me with social media. Last year I reached 10k followers, which I didn't think I would reach. At the start of 2025, I posted a reel of a bridesmaid kind of just doing a short opening line to her speech. She just made like a little joke, and I didn't really expect anything from it. And I remember when I was filming it on the day that I just found it really funny, and I thought if I found this funny, other people might find it funny. So I posted it, not really expecting much, and it's currently at like 4.8 million views, which just seems crazy. So that drew quite a lot of followers in initially. And at the start of August, I posted one reel of this wedding ceremony. This couple had a celebrant-led ceremony, and they did personal vows. And the couple's personal vows were a very big part of the ceremony. And they were both in tears, they were both laughing. And I remember just watching it or recording the ceremony, just like being in awe of these two, just talking about their lives and how much they love each other. And I just thought that this was just so, like, you could really connect with this couple. So I thought I'd post a clip from one of their personal vows, and that reached like almost 2 million views. And then I posted another one from that same wedding, but it was a speech that I posted where the groom's best man had done like a little pocket watch, and he had stopped the time during their ceremony, and he talked a little bit kind of like how sentimental that was and what it kind of meant to them. I posted that one, and then that reached almost 2 million as well. But I think both of these reels kind of like took off, and that's where a big chunk of my followers came from, and I think that's when I reached 10k followers. A lot of followers that I got from those reels weren't like my target audience. A lot of them came from America, some from Canada, Germany, a lot from Australia, which if they want to pay for me to go over there and film one of their weddings, then maybe, but that's not like the audience that I'm looking for. So with a lot of these reels going viral, it wasn't really attracting the couples that I wanted. I always thought that like if you had a reel go viral, you're gonna get an influx of people inquiring with you, wanting to book you, but that didn't happen. I don't think I got any inquiries that kind of turned into like potential bookings or even bookings itself that came from those reels. So I don't think those reels that reached millions of people like amounted to any bookings at all. To be fair, it's all the like posts that you do that talk about like how you work on a wedding day, what kind of like videographer you are, couples you speak to, the type of weddings you want to film. They're kind of the reels that will attract your target audience, and they're the ones that might convert into actual inquiries and bookings. But I post these reels that like I enjoyed because I want other couples to enjoy them. I loved filming those weddings, and I want people to kind of have fun watching them. So that's one of the reasons why I post them. If they go viral, I go viral. I actually had one reel in 2026 which I posted, which yeah, that's reached crazy numbers. But yeah, that's kind of how my social media was going. I focus a lot on Instagram, and I've also kind of been focusing a lot on TikTok as well. What didn't quite work this year was probably bookings. So as I said, I filmed 18 weddings and my target was 20 weddings in 2025, and there's probably a number of factors I think of why that didn't quite work. In 2024, I probably didn't focus a lot on my social media, especially during those times when a lot of people were inquiring like towards the end of the year. I wasn't really putting a lot of effort into that, especially trying to like show my face and put my personality out there. And I think that kind of affected my bookings and inquiries for 2025. There was a lot of times when I thought I probably should get another job or even like a part-time job. I would just have a spell where like for a month I would get no inquiries, and I just think that like I need those extra bookings for this year. I even had a few cancellations in 2025, which probably didn't help. But the funny thing happens is you would have this negative mindset of like comparing yourself to other people and thinking, why aren't I getting bookings? And like you can go to bed one night and the next day you wake up to an inquiry that like really excites you. So I had a lot of times last year where I felt like I probably should go get another job, but then suddenly an inquiry comes through, which kind of boosted my morale, and like my mindset was changing a lot in 2025. I was just thinking a lot about like only focus on the things that you can control. I can't control when an inquiry comes through. The things I can control is trying to be more present on like those social media pages which will attract the couples that I want, being more present, like pushing my business more out there, making myself more available and aware for other couples. There's lots of things to try, and they're the things that I can control, but I can't control like when someone is searching my name on Google or Instagram and looking for me to book me. I can't control that. I also did a few wedding fairs in 2025. I think I did 4 wedding fairs, and that's like the start of 2025 was when I was kind of had a little panic mode. I think I started the year with probably 7 or 8 weddings for that year. I thought I'd do some wedding fairs as that might get me out there to lots of couples looking for a videographer. So I did a fair few. I did a few around like Norfolk and Suffolk and in Cambridgeshire, but I only got 2 bookings from those wedding fairs that I did. It's probably because I'm quite a like introverted and quiet person, and I'm not like loud and salesy, so that maybe wedding fairs aren't really for me and for my business, and probably even for the couples that I want. Maybe the couples that I track don't really go to many wedding fairs, so to get 2 bookings wasn't great, especially when you're paying out for some of these fairs. You're kind of losing money, you're not really gaining those bookings to kind of compensate for that. So yeah, going forward, I'm probably not really going to do many wedding fairs. If I do some, it may be for ones where I'm either like a recommended supplier there, or I know that like these wedding fairs are going to be the ones that attract the couples that I want. I feel like during 2025 I felt quite lonely. I attended a few wedding conferences, and that just made me feel a lot more like isolated, because you see videographers and you see photographers and stuff, they're all connected and they have their like little groups, and I feel like I don't really have that. A lot of the time I feel like I'm just kind of on my own, doing my own thing. I obviously work with a lot of amazing wedding photographers, and there's a few wedding videographers that I know that are like amazing people and I connect with as well, but I don't have that strong group of like people that you can like go to events with and connect with. And maybe it's just pushing myself out of my comfort zone and try new things. So we'll see how that goes for 2026. If you want to connect with me, yeah, of course. Lots of things did work in 2025. I was a lot more intentional with how I work. A lot of people were surprised that I kind of have a personal phone and a business phone. That's because I spend a lot of family time with my daughter. We home educate my daughter, so when I'm with her, I don't want to think about work. So that's why I never really carry my business phone whenever I'm around my family, because I want to have that separation between like life and business. And I think doing less weddings as well kind of helped to like have more free time to spend with family. What I'll tend to do is I work a lot in the evenings, I work some early mornings, but that kind of time in the middle of the day is when I'm a lot more available with my daughter and we do a lot more things together. 2026, I'm going to be a lot more intentional with how I kind of run my business and how I spend family time. My weddings were also a lot more evenly spread in 2025, which did help quite a lot, especially with like not getting burnt out, not becoming overworked. I think I did 1 back-to-back wedding last year, as opposed to in 2024, I think I did 3 or 4. My busiest times tend to be like May and June, and also September and October, which they're both like the seasons I love. I love spring weddings and I love autumn weddings. To have weddings kind of in those times was like perfect for me. I think 2025 had a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but I've learned a lot of lessons from it. And going forward into 2026, I'm really excited to kind of see what's going to happen and sort of the weddings I'm going to be doing. So I'm feeling positive because I'm starting the year with 14 weddings as opposed to last year when I started the year with just 7. So I'm feeling positive with like the bookings that are coming through. In terms of like life aside from business, I'm going to be a lot more like going forward, just be more intentional with how I spend my family time. As I said, I've got like that personal phone and business phone where I can separate the two. So I'm going to be a lot more just like focused on how I run my business. When I'm working, I'm just going to focus on work and not get too distracted. So I have that like flexibility so I can spend it with my daughter and have a lot more time with her, and like home educating her has just been an amazing experience so far. I've been doing it for like almost a year and I just get to share so many experiences with her. Like recently I did a video with her where we went around Cambridge and took photos because she's really like developing an interest in photography, and that it was exciting. So I went with her and showed her kind of how to use a camera, like how to take photos, and she absolutely loved it. And I want to do more experiences like that with her. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to me just have like an honest talk about like how my business is going and how I'm thinking it's going to go for 2026. I think we just need to remember that like very lucky to be in this position to capture people's amazing like weddings and like capture their love stories. And I do forget that like this is a dream job and I'm loving every minute of it. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed this video and comment down below what you're looking forward for 2026 and like how your 2025 went. I know it was a tough year for a lot of people in the wedding industry. So yeah, just remember you've got this, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.